It's the I Can't Mom Today podcast with Heather, the new mom, and Vera, the seasoned mom. I Can't Mom Today.
Hey, this is Heather and Vera back again with I Can't Mom Today podcast. And today we're talking, Hi, Vera. How are you?
Hi. You remembered me. I'm trying not to interrupt, but at the same time, yes, thank you.
Yes, of course. I just want to steamroll right through it. So today we're going to kind of follow up on the Mom Guilt podcast from last week. We are going to talk about like the Pinterest social media perfect life. We all know that there are those people in our lives that they have their house clean, they have their husband that or spouse that's just perfect, and they're all put together, and they're all like so like to the nines all the time, and everything matches, and they have crafts, and their house is decorated, and they found Pinterest, pen boards, and they're just, and they go on fancy vacations, and there's just their life is perfect.
But it's not.
But it's not, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I know people, and luckily, like, I think we're all a little guilty, of course, because who wants to air all their dirty laundry on social media? I mean, it's just kind of like,
Totally.
But
there's people that are overboard.
Oh, yes. I mean, it just seems like they're everything, they write all these gushy things to their husband, on their anniversary and their husband's birthday. I'm so glad I married my best friend. And I know that that's very sweet. That's a wonderful sentiment. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean to sound so snarky about the whole thing. Mm-hmm. But the issue I have is when people post that thing and because especially since I live in a small town and I know people, then I might be Facebook friends with someone who's kind of just more of an acquaintance, really. But she'll post this big long thing about how wonderful her marriage and her kids and la. And meanwhile, I know that is the furthest from the truth.
Yeah.
And it just amazes me that, because the problem that stems from that is, for me, it's like, okay, fine, girl, you want to lie about your world? I really could care less. But the thing that upsets me about that is that the people who don't know that this person's life is nowhere near as perfect as they present, they feel guilty. Like they feel like, oh my God, how come I'm not posting stuff on Pinterest and doing all these Pinterest projects, and my house isn't perfect, and my husband isn't perfect, and my kids aren't perfect, and how come my life isn't like that, and I'm not going on all these trips and la. Well, I think it's so sad because these well-meaning, trying-harding people are getting affected by that. I mean, there's actually a thing like Facebook depression or something where people get depressed because they look at all these positive things and assume everybody's life is better than theirs.
Yeah, I mean, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, truthfully, I see all these people, and some of them are friends of mine, and and I would say more than acquaintance, but not like BFF.
Yeah.
Because my BFF, I know what's going on in their life. But I see these people, and then I'll reach out to them. I'm like, hey, can you give me some advice on Baker? I'm really frustrated and I don't know what's going on. Did you ever, did anything like this ever happen to you? Like, oh, girl, all the time. Da 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 da. I'm like, cool. So thanks for sharing. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But I see it on, I don't see any of their problems on Facebook. Not that I want to, but I try to keep it real. I try to throw some reality in there. And so that's why I created the I Can't Mom Today podcast, because I know that there are points in your life where you're just like, I just don't want a mom today. I just don't want to. And so I try to show the real side of Baker as well. He is so cute and so adorable and so cuddly, but there are times where he's an asshole. Yeah. And people are going to judge me right now for that. And that's okay, because I know he's not meaning to be, and I'm not naive enough to think that my child has control over that at this point. But there are times where like, holy cow, buddy, we traveled the other day, and he's usually a pretty good traveler. But this time he was, and the reason was probably because he was teething, and, his some molars coming in, but he was chewing on everything, the seatbelt on the plane, the iPad, and he was throwing him on the floor. And, he was just a crank. And I had a conversation with him. I don't know, he didn't understand it, but it felt therapeutic getting it out. But I was like, buddy, I love you with all my heart. I do. I love you so much. But I have one nerve left and you were jumping up and down on it.
Yeah. Yep.
You know?
Oh, that's what I always used to say about Luke. Like, I love him, but I really want to throw him out the window right now. Like, and that was to me the best way I could put, like, oh my God, I just want to, because obviously, shaken baby and all this, abusive. So that was the nicest way I could think of, was just like, I just need him to go away. Like, I just want to throw him out the window so we can go away for a little while so I can take a deep breath. And that's where, too, I used to lock him. I think I've told you this before. I couldn't lock him in his room, so I'd lock myself in my room. And man, when he was throwing a temper tantrum, and man, would he flip out. He would just stomp around the whole house, screaming and yelling. Thank God he's not destructive, so he didn't break anything. But he screamed and yelled, and I was just like, okay, I'm in my room. Okay, I just need a timeout. I can only handle so much. And then a few minutes would go by, and he would settle down, and I would settle down, and then we'd be okay. But yeah. Totally wanted to throw him out the window. Instead, I locked myself in my bedroom. It worked, though. We both survived.
And I'm just going to address it. For those people that are grasping their pearls right now, you should probably stop listening and just don't. Because we were different, and, that's okay. You are proper, and evidently I'm not, and that's okay.
That's okay. They probably wouldn't even begin listening to us anyway.
That's true. But I'm just giving them permission. You can go.
Yeah. I can always, Mom. Yeah. Go back on Pinterest, okay?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and I guess, there are people that post gushy things. I mean, I post things about Brad, but they're always on a specific day. So it's like, his birthday or Thanksgiving or Veterans Day or something, specific.
Yeah.
But it's the ones that are just like, they puke.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God, my husband's the best ever. He's the king of my life. I'm just like, I just can't. I just can't take it.
I find like little ways that like I'll do with my husband is like, if I find, like, I just posted, I don't know if you saw the thing about, marriage or relationships are hard.
Tell them about that. Why don't you post it can you post it to the I Can't Mom Today?
Yeah. So if you want to see it, and maybe you've seen it already because it's been around Facebook a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I loved it because it totally, to me, it was very real.
Yes.
It was saying, I love my husband, but we have moments where we want to kill each other. Absolutely. They drive each other nuts. But the point is, you stick around and you make it work. And then the good times make up for the bad, obviously. And there are more good times than bad. But it's the same thing, I think, with parenthood in general. I think that they're sometimes, like I always say, relationships are a beast because they involve another person.
Yes.
And sometimes I don't even get along with myself. So then
Agreed.
I'm just So yeah, so I'll post that on I Can't Mom Today, but I'll post little things like that. Somebody else posted, I think, something like, men who'll make you dinner are wonderful, and men who'll clean up afterwards are irresistible, or something like that. And so I posted, Jer Bear is absolutely irresistible because he's really nice about it. He'll often do the dishes, especially after a big like Thanksgiving meal or something, while all the other men are watching football. He's cleaning.
Yeah, Brad usually cooks, I clean, but there's some times where I'll just make a comment about it. I'm like, you gonna clean that up? Or he'll just start doing it. He's like, no, you sit down and you cook dinner, I'll clean up.
Well, whatever works.
I know. It's sarcasm.
Yeah.
But then I also have to go to him a lot of times because he doesn't listen, and then this is like, I think a common husband.
I call it man tension.
Frustration. Yeah. So the most recent edition of this is so spatulas, when you make eggs, you have to clean it off. You have to get the egg off the spatula. Otherwise the dishwasher it doesn't come off. Yeah. So it just bakes onto the thing and you have to rewash it later. And so I don't know how many times I've told him this, probably like 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. And the other day I was like, babe, I love you. I love you so, so, so much. There are so many things I just love about you. Mm-hmm. Can you please
for the love of God,
clean the egg off the spatula? I have washed this 3 times, or this has gone through the dishwasher 3 times. And each time I have to take it out, And so I think that, you have to, I don't know. Because, and the reason why I bring that up is because in your post, you did mention, sometimes you have to let things go. And there are sometimes you have to let things go, but there is also a teaching moment in some things. Like that's something that I could let go, but that spatula would go through the dishwasher for a year before he ever cleaned it.
That's so funny because we have stuff. Well, I'll tell you what Jerry Bear's latest thing is. And good. Again, bless his heart, because we had Speckles, who passed away, our dog. And so she became incontinent towards the end. And now we've got another old dog, my stepson's dog. So we're having problems with dog pee and poop in the house.
Grom?
Yes, Grom has been living with us. Anyway, so Jerry, bless his heart, has been cool enough to clean up a lot of that stuff with a mop. However, his favorite mop bucket is the half bath toilet.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Stop it.
Have you ever heard of such a thing? I have never heard of such a thing.
No. That's so gross.
And so every once in a while, our half bath is right inside the door. And you know how sometimes you'll wait to pee until the last minute and you get home and then you're like, oh my God, I got to get to the bathroom or else I'm going to pee myself. And so that's usually the half bath is where I go because it's right inside the door. And I'll go in there and there's a mop sticking out of the toilet. Meanwhile, pee is trickling down my leg. Sorry, guys, TMI. And I'm like, so I've got to run to the next bathroom. And it's gross because I'm like, you're getting dog poop and germs in my regular toilet and you're getting toilet germs on my floor. Is the way I look at it.
And there's no 5-second rule there. Like you cannot drop food on that floor.
No. No, never ever. Next time you come over, don't eat anything off the floor. Don't let Baker eat it. Don't eat anything off the floor.
Jerry.
I know. I love him. So that's the thing. So I did say something to him about it. And even Luke is like, Jerry, really? The mop is in the Jerry's like, well, you can take it out. But the thing is, it's kind of like a little bit of a chore because then you take it out. It's got all this water dripping and then you drip the water everywhere and, So yeah. Did we digress?
Yes, we did. But maybe we should start a service like a husband intervention or spouse intervention service.
Right? Can somebody call my husband and tell him to stop using the toilet as a mop bucket?
Yeah, I'll do it. No problem. I got you. You send $5
or maybe,
PayPal me.
Maybe other people know about this. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing out on some, quick cleaning secret that I just didn't realize was.
So you need to share that on the I Can't Mom Today podcast Facebook page, Vera. Yeah. I'll also do that one. So if you have these frustrations, and we did digress a little bit off of our Instagram and Instagram life kind of topic. Okay. But what's nice about it is that go post your frustrations there. So all these moms that are listening to us right now can go there and check it out and just go, okay.
Oh my God, my husband or my kid does that.
Yeah. And that's why we created this podcast so other people could relate and say, oh God, it's not just me. Okay, cool. Especially in this day and age where you don't want to air out everything on your general posts. And there are things that, you don't need everybody in your life to know. So share it with us.
Safe place. No guilt. Guilt-free. No judgment zone.
Yes. So if you don't know that, it's Facebook. It's I Can't Mom Today. You can go to Instagram at I Can't Mom Today podcast, or you can email it at ican'tmomtodaypodcast@gmail.com. And we can post on your behalf if you don't want to air that out either, but you still want to give the ladies in our lives that lifeline and say, okay, it's not just me. My husband does bonehead things too. Or if you need us to call him, you just let me know. You just reach out to me or Vera, and we will be more than happy to be that deliverer person.
Local text and data rates may apply.
Yes. And also don't forget to go to, PayPal and just send us some money. Yeah, right? We'll start a service.
You'd be better at that than I am, though. Heather's so much more dry. You'd be like, look, the toilet is not a mop bucket. Quit it.
I think you would kind of tiptoe maybe. So if you want, and we have both deliveries available. Vera will tiptoe and I will give it to him straight.
Yeah, depending on which one your spouse or your kid could handle.
Yeah. And if you want that, I mean, if you want to crush their soul, I can also do that.
Yeah. Yep. Heather can do that. She can.
Oh, Lord. So next time you post, just be aware of, other people and knowing that, so like, well, you don't want to be like, I'm a Debbie Downer, I'm Eeyore.
Yeah.
Maybe put a little bit of reality in there. Like when your kid's going crazy, be like life or something, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that other people can see that, that your kids aren't angels all the time. They're whack jobs sometimes. And your husband's, sleeping with his hand in his pants or whatever. I mean, maybe not post those, but like something embarrassing. So that we can commiserate and also learn from each other.
Exactly.
All right. Until next time, this is Heather and
Vera.
Have a great day.
Bye.